Hi and welcome to Candid Chatter with me, Jackie Chatterton from Chattervation. I'm an occupational health nurse. I've been in healthcare, qualified nurse for almost 35 years, and I've just got a wealth of experience with helping people to deal with life, work, health, physical health, mental health, social health, generally well-being in a nutshell. Today I want to talk about long-term and chronic health conditions and how they can affect an individual in their life and their work, and how others who haven't got that health condition might have absolutely no idea how that person is affected by what's going on. And it's, what do they say, people in glass houses? We might have that opinion that, oh, well, she did it last week or she did it yesterday. Why did she have the energy and the effort and the enthusiasm to do it then? And today, they can't even get out of bed. Because I think a lot of us are guilty of thinking that, because quite often we have very little or no understanding of what other people go through or are going through. So that's why I want to talk about long-term and chronic health conditions for those of us who are lucky enough not to have any such ailment. I don't mean to belittle it by calling it an ailment, but to give us a better understanding of what people might be going through, and also to explore how somebody who's actually living with a chronic or long-term health condition might be struggling and how they might need to cope with what's going on. So a lot of the time, the same diagnosis doesn't necessarily mean that you've got the same or even similar symptoms or effects. And it might be that you yourself with a health condition might react differently on different days within your own health condition. So it might be that one day you're sapped and you've got absolutely no energy. Another day, it might be that your mood's affected, and you can't be your normal self because you're low, or you're very, very high. Or it could be that you've got a tremendous amount of pain that is affecting everything you do, reducing your mobility and reducing your independence. You might have nausea or vomiting or itching. It's such a huge spectrum, but it might be that today you have those symptoms, but tomorrow it's completely different symptoms that you're struggling with or suffering from. Or it might be that day on day your symptoms are the same. It might also be that you have to take a treatment regime that makes you feel yuck, makes you feel nauseous or irritable or tired or hungry, and the hunger makes you eat more, which makes you gain weight, which makes your condition more complex for you. Any mix of all those things, and we can be really prone to being so hard on ourselves so much of the time. And I think we need to practice a little bit of self-compassion, being kinder to ourselves and actually allowing ourselves to just be, not feeling guilty for how we are being, and not feeling like we need to make amends to everybody. Actually putting ourselves first some of the time, more of the time than we might be used to doing. So there's a lady called Christine, I'm not going to say her last name right at all, Messerandino, that was a good try anyway, who has a number of health conditions, and what she's did through a conversation with a friend a few years back, a friend asked her to, she said, what does it mean to you? How are you affected? And she suddenly came up with this idea of something called the spoon theory. And it's based on, and I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it, and it's worth looking it up for some more information. And I think she's got a blog or Twitter or something like that. Might be worth looking at. But she's talking about at the beginning of your day, you have so many spoons. Every time you need to do something, one of those spoons is taken away. So they're depleted. So they go down. Each one of those spoons represents an energy level or an amount of your pain levels, or just whatever is affecting you. Each spoon takes away some of that. So you've got less and less spoons left by each activity. These can be really simple activities. It can be anything relating to activities of daily living, which is thinking or acting or doing. So each time you use up a spoon, you use up some of your energy, and you've got depleted stores for the remainder of the day. Sometimes you can use some of those stores because you feel like you've got to get something extra done, and you can tap into tomorrow's stores. That was my accent then. But there comes a point where you've used up so much of that storage of spoons that you've got no more. The spoons have all gone. So you've no more spoons to work with. You've no more energy to commit to anything, and you're completely drained. Or you're completely in pain. You might have pushed yourself to the absolute limit to get something achieved, and you can do no more. So appreciating that might help you to be a little bit more understanding of yourself. Because I think quite often it's not so much other people, it's how patient we can be with ourselves that can often be the biggest barrier. We want to be all things to everybody, but sometimes we can't be. Sometimes we need to say, I can't do that. I can't go there. If I do that, that's going to be all 15 spoons gone. So you might find that using the spoon analogy might actually help you to explain your condition to other people. Being patient and kind to yourself, having a better understanding of your condition, your treatment plan, might actually help you to get through day to day. Might help you with your family, might help you with any hobbies you might have, accepting that maybe you can only do this on certain days, or you can only do it for a certain length of time. Might help you with any work you might do. Might help you, if you're in employment, to have an exploratory discussion with your manager to see what adjustments might help you to achieve your potential at work. Because that's what we all want, isn't it? We want to achieve our best potential because ultimately we want to be happy. Being happy generally relates to being good at something. So it might be that having an exploration with your manager about what your limitations are, what your levels of abilities are, having that frank and honest discussion might help you to achieve your best. and that will make everybody happier, I think. And it could be something that you could possibly have a discussion with your manager in relation to reasonable adjustments. Reasonable adjustments always, if you're in work, reasonable adjustments always come down to what the business can and cannot accommodate. So don't think that just because you feel that something would help you, it's necessarily going to be doable. It's necessarily going to be doable by the business. But it's always worth having that discussion, because if you don't ask, you don't know. So I hope that's been helpful for anybody who themselves has issues with an underlying health condition, long-term or chronic health condition, or even short-term. And for anybody who has dealings with anybody who has a long-term or a chronic health condition. Because those of us who are well, while we're well, we need to appreciate that I'm well and I am lucky, but it could be me next week, next month, next year. And I hope that people will give me some time and some patience and some consideration. So think about other people the way you'd like them to think about you. Really appreciate your time. I'm Jackie from Chattervation. I'm on chattervation.com, and so with my videos, please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell others about me. The easiest way to locate these videos is to go to my chattervation.com website, and I'm going to be giving links to the YouTube, and that might be the easiest way to actually locate the video specific. But it's a growing, evolving glossary on my website of Candid Chatter. Thanks for your time. Have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye. Bye.